everyone and welcome to Tuesday's morning message. I am going to start with a Work Your Light deck by Rebecca Campbell, and I will be using my Rider-Waite Tarot to get our other messages. So, as always, please bear in mind that time is fluid, which means these messages can occur at any time. I just channel whatever we need to hear for today. So let's see, for those of you watching, what is the message you need to hear? We have Mirror. So it seems like right now something may be triggering you, and I feel like a lot of you aren't really sure what it is that's lighting you up right now. I'm just showing this search for kind of this treasure, and you're not really sure, you know, what it is that you're even looking for necessarily. We've got boundaries, and we also have break the chain. Okay, guys, so it does feel like some of you are being triggered by a person or a situation, and it's because of your boundaries. It's because your boundaries aren't in place. Someone may be crossing your boundaries, and this could be like a repetitive cycle. It might be that you get triggered because other people are always kind of like crossing that line. So perhaps you're not enforcing your boundaries enough, or perhaps you've not really established them yet. And this could also be something that you've seen as well, because the break the chain card, I feel like a lot of you have seen maybe your parents or grandparents act this way. You know, you've seen them have their boundaries crossed a lot. So you've kind of picked up on that, and maybe you naturally overgive a lot, and it feels like right now this is becoming like a very negative experience. It is starting to trigger you because people just keep crossing your boundaries and they're not respecting you. So let's see what the tarot messages are. This is more than one person. This is not just one specific person. This is a couple of people who are crossing your boundaries, and it's time to say no. No is a complete sentence. You do not have to justify yourself. If you feel like saying no, then say it. We've got the 8 of Cups. It seems like right now, this is like you searching for treasure, searching for something in your life which you really want, but other people are just in your space. Other people are just kind of getting in the way and interfering. I'm showing someone trying to run, but like a wall of people are in front of them. So it feels like you're really trying to move forwards, but all these people are blocking you. And it's because they're triggering you, they're putting you off balance, they're taking your energy. So it's definitely time to start, you know, establishing your boundaries and enforcing them, especially when it comes to family members and friends. I feel like a lot of you, colleagues as well, I feel like a lot of you have relatives who are not respecting your time or respecting your energy. So make sure that you are creating a space between you and these people so that you can be in a much healthier position. It could also be like, you know, if you've got children, you still need to have boundaries in place. You still need to have your time and your space. Yeah, we've got the Empress. So what's blocking you from being in your full power right now is these boundaries. If you can establish better boundaries for yourself, and you're going to feel more empowered, and you're definitely going to feel less triggered. Right now, it seems like you want to escape a lot of things. You want to maybe just have time for yourself. Perhaps you're withdrawing from those around you because, like I said, your boundaries are not in place, so it just feels exhausting. If you can have better boundaries, you'll find that actually you feel okay to be around these people, because you know that actually, like, they're not crossing that line. Like, you get to keep your energy and your space. So I want to see what it is that's triggering you right now, because there's something quite specific. So let's see, what is the mirror? What is the trigger? Knight of Cups. So a lot of you are being triggered by maybe like a romantic connection or a romantic counterpart right now. It seems like, yeah, we've got the King of Cups on the bottom. So perhaps someone in your life is showing a little bit of immaturity, and this is triggering you because you're wanting the King and you're getting the Knight. So some of you are kind of overcoming like an emotional situation with either an ex or a current partner, and this is a very triggering experience for you. There needs to be better boundaries in this connection. I feel for a lot of you this is actually an ex. I feel like you're moving away from this person. So this could also be saying that a previous relationship is still affecting you because what you experienced in the past in love, that was very triggering, and that is a place where maybe you didn't have good boundaries. So because you kind of lacked these boundaries in a previous relationship, you know, you're finding that actually a lot of the past experiences really are weighing quite heavily on you. Maybe it's creating a lot of doubt or fear in your headspace. You could be worried about future relationships because of what you've experienced in the past. Break the chain is all about, you know, breaking the pattern, healing and rewriting your future. So you're being guided to think about previous experiences in all kinds of relationships, family, friends, romantic. Take those lessons that you've learned from those relationships, decide what your boundaries are going to be going forwards, and establish them, because this is how you begin to rewrite the future. It's how you begin to change your relationships, all relationships that you have. I do feel a lot of you have picked up on this from previous relationships. Like you've picked up on this from, not previous relationships, from like parents and grandparents. Like what you've seen growing up has definitely, you know, it's kind of in your mind a lot. It's like ingrained in there. So you may be repeating patterns that your ancestors have kind of established here. So let's see any guidance coming through from Spirit. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. So you are being guided to create the change, to, you know, think about what triggered you before and where you could have boundaries so that you weren't triggered by those situations, or so that you weren't set off balance. You know, think about those experiences, establish your boundaries, because that is how you get things to start looking up. The wheel brings about change and a shift in momentum. It brings about positive changes if things have been down. And I really feel that those work your light cards, the mirror, the boundaries, the break, the chain, they're indicating that a past experience wasn't great. So the good news is the wheel changes your circumstances. It gets things looking up again. It gets you back on top. So you're going to be able to change this situation completely. Moving forwards, I do feel that a lot of you are going to attract better things. Look, when you are in your Empress energy, you attract abundance, you attract healthy love. And the Empress is very sure of what she wants, very sure of what she deserves. So when you are in that place, you know exactly what it is that you're attracting, and you have your boundaries in place to like filter out the shit, like to filter out anything which isn't serving you. You can say no to. Seven of Swords. Leave the past behind you. Your previous experiences only repeat if you do not change. And I know how harsh that may sound, because I'm not saying it's your fault for what you've been through, but we experience things so that we can then decide what we want. You know, sometimes we have negative experience so that we know going forwards, I'm not going to accept that. Going forwards, I'm going to make sure that I am in a healthier situation. So whatever you've experienced before, Spirit's saying, look, leave it in the past, and moving forwards, think about what lessons you want to take with you and how you can create better boundaries or change, you know, your situation so that you attract what it is that you deserve. If you keep looking back, then you're going to stay stuck there. You know, don't keep looking back at the past, because all that's doing is making you live in the past. It means you're not grounded in your present moment. A lot of you are looking at previous experiences and you're staying stuck there, which means you're going to repeat that cycle. Instead, look back and yes, reflect, but take those lessons, you know, even like journal this, write it down, write down what it is you've learned from the past and how you're going to ensure that those situations don't repeat. It's time to leave something behind and break the chain. So it's for you to now think about, okay, what is it that I can do? What is it I need to leave behind? How can I create the change I am desiring? Last card, Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is our wounded warrior. You've been through so much, but you don't have to keep your guard up. You don't have to shut people out, because the Nine of Wands is asking you to take the lessons you've learned and instead, you know, decide to put the burdens down, decide to create those changes. If you live in this wounded mindset, then you're always going to feel defensive. You're never going to feel open to like really give and receive love. So if you want to change your energy, if you want to be more open to, you know, love and happiness, abundance, prosperity, then it's really important that you do allow yourself to drop your guard, and you'll feel safe doing that when your boundaries are in place because they protect you. You know, it's like, when you have strong boundaries, it means that you've created this healthy space just for you. And if someone crosses that line, you simply say no, and you know, enforce your boundary, and it means you've got your space back. So you know what line it is, you know how much space you're giving yourself, and it just means that you feel safer to open up. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed today's little morning message. Felt a little bit more of a lecture from spirit than a reading, but hopefully you guys have, you know, got a lot out of it, and it's showing you maybe what it is you need to work on so that you can feel more empowered and feel better moving forwards in all relationships, romantic, friendship, even at work and with family, with relatives. So yeah, I hope you guys did get a lot from it, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for our next morning message. Don't forget to check out our daily love readings as well. So you'll find those later on today. I post them the same days as the morning messages. So Monday to Saturday, you'll find a morning message, and then a daily love reading later on in the day. So I hope you guys are enjoying both, and I will see you back here soon for another reading.